Good morning, fishy folks. Happy Tuesday. Last week I did a video on how to feed frozen bloodworms, or should I say, how I feed frozen bloodworms. How you do it, if it works for you, is the right way. How I do it, if it works for me, is the right way for me. Today I just want to talk a little bit about what I feed fry. As you guys know, in my fish room I have a little more than 30 tanks, and in probably 10 of those tanks there's fry. I have some swordtail fry and mostly guppy fry. I'd love to tell you I have angelfish fry, but I don't. So what do I feed? Well, the main thing I feed are two different things actually. One is this cobalt fish fry food. I happen to like it. They seem to be doing well with it. I also feed, believe it or not, fancy guppy food. The pellets are so small. I want to say they're less than half a millimeter. They're probably a quarter millimeter. And so they're small enough where they can eat them. Newborn fry I'm talking about. But the other thing I feed actually most, at least once a day, sometimes twice a day, is frozen Cyclops. This happens to be San Francisco Bay brand. I am not sure if Aquarium makes it. All of my other frozen food is Aquarium, but my local fish store carries this brand. Guppy fry and most live bear fry that I deal with, all the ones that I deal with, they don't need first bites or fry starter food. Obviously I do have them in the fish room. This was a sample, which I'm looking forward to trying soon. And first bites, I do give occasionally, but it does make a mess, so I don't. But today I really want to focus on Cyclops. So when you look at this package of Cyclops, you might be thinking to yourself, what about baby brine shrimp? That's a good question. That's the portion of Cyclops. Well, baby brine shrimp is great. It's probably one of the best things for them. However, it does take work to make baby brine shrimp, fresh, live baby brine shrimp. Frozen baby brine shrimp is a little expensive compared to the Cyclops, and the cubes are much smaller. So not only do you get less food for your money, you're popping 3 or 4 cubes for 1 or 2 of these at least. These are 3.5 ounce cubes. So I do have them actually in my freezer, but I don't use them very often. I think this package at my local fish store is like, I want to say it's $3.50, could be $4. It is, my local fish store does have some cheap prices. That's why I go there. It's very old school, but he's great. The owner John is great. Alright, so I'm going to show you what I do. I take a little container. It's usually a clear plastic, food container that you get at the deli or something, but this is what I had. And I pop 2 cubes in there, and I come over to one of my tanks, and I put water in there, and I let it defrost. And that's how I do it. And once they defrost, I pour it in the tanks with the fry. Now, if you know my tanks, like this tank has fry, but also has juveniles and adults. So what do I do? Well, in this case, I'll feed, like this morning I'm feeding frozen bloodworms. So I'll feed that first, and then I'll come back and hit them up with the Cyclops. So hopefully the adults are preoccupied with the frozen bloodworms, and the fry will eat the other food, the Cyclops. In my fry only tank, this is my only fry only tank. You can see how big they're getting. I just drop Cyclops in there. And I drop enough where if they eat it all in one place, that's great. If they save it for later, that's great too. Alright, I'm going to let that defrost, and I'll show you what I do when it's done. Alright guys, we're back. You can see some bloodworms on the bottom. These guys are really going to town. See, they're just munching away on those frozen bloodworms. And here we have the defrosted Cyclops cubes. And here's what we do. We just pour a little in. And that's that. And some of the bigger fish will go after it for sure, but you can see the little guys are starting to eat it. So this tank has fry. Look at these guys. Let's see, where'd he go? There was one like juvenile with a frozen bloodworm hanging out of his mouth. Let's see, we can't float. You can see him floating there on the top. My frozen bloodworm. My frozen bloodworm. Oh, here's some more food, kiddo. Should pay more attention. I don't normally put that much in. A lot of food for you guys. Eat it all. I got this tank, which I will try to pay better attention to. Those guys. I swear there should be fry in this tank, but there isn't. This is the fry only tank. Some koi swordtail fry. That one gets some. And here's the Inler tank and the blue diamond tank. I actually did pour way too much. Sorry about that. I did pour way too much into the Dumbleware tank, I think. Was it the Dumbo? Or no, it was the English lace, the pink guy that I love so much. Because I actually don't have enough now. Oh. Look at that. A fry. I just added some water from this tank, so I'm going to guess he belongs there. So let's... Okay, he went back. And we got some food there. I'm going to just get some water without going in the tank and put the rest in with the Inlers. Sorry guys, it's not that much today. I mean, that's actually probably enough for them, but I like to overfeed them. You can see all the debris on the bottom of the tank. The reason I overfeed them is they're fry. They want to eat, they want to grow. It just means some more maintenance for me. I'm actually going away for a long weekend, so Friday morning I'm taking off, and I'll be doing a pretty large volume water change, which I may film. Alright guys, that is how I feed my fry. Like I say, I do also feed some dry food. Sometimes I'll throw an algae wafer in there, and especially the guppies, they'll eat it. They'll just start picking at it, and in the morning it's gone, obviously. So that's that. Any questions, leave them in the comments below. Any comments, leave them in the comments below. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do that. Like it, share it, love it, learn it. I don't know. I'm just babbling now. Have a great day.